Hello, welcome to Lesson 2 of Chapter 6. We're going to be learning about areas of triangles. Uh, we're going to start with your basic formula. Area equals 1/2 base times height. And the base and the height always meet at 90 degrees, meaning that those two are perpendicular. So let's find the area of this triangle, where this 10 is the height. So area is going to be 1/2 5 times 10, which is 50, cut in half, which is 25. And the units of this is centimeters times centimeters, so that's centimeters squared. Now if we want to find the area of this, we have to find the two sides that are perpendicular, which is 8 and 6. So the base is 8, the height is 6, so that's 48 cut in half, which would be 24, and centimeters squared would be the area. Hopefully everybody remembers this from geometry and every other course through middle school. So let's get on to something a little bit more interesting. Now let's find the area of this triangle. We know area equals 1/2 base times height. Let's call our base this bottom, so that would be 15. And now we need to find the height of this triangle. So let's just draw a little height in. Let's just meet that at 90 degrees. And if I want to find my height, we have a nice little right triangle over here. So off to the left, I'll say this is opposite, and that's hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse is sine, so the sine of 52 degrees will be h over 12. Now if I multiply 12 on both sides, 12 sine of 52 is equal to h. Take out my trusty calculator. 12 sine of 52 is 9.456. So to find the area, well, first let's just put this at 12 sine of 52. We can take that, which is 9.456, multiply that by 15, and then divide that by 2. So the area is 70.92. All right. Now, if we wanted to figure out how to do this without going through this whole process every time, we could call these two A and B, and this is the angle in between, which would be C. So that would be little a, that would be B. So it would be 1/2 A times B times the sine of C, which is our next formula. Area equals 1/2 AB sine C. It works every time we are in an SAS situation. Notice how we have a side, angle, side, and that's when we can use this formula. All right. So if we want to find the area of this, we have side, angle, side. It works out. So area equals 1/2 AB sine of C. A would be 14, and B would be 20, and the sine of 27. So if you just put that all into your calculator once, you should get 63.56 if we're rounding to 2 decimals. Oh, and I should use units. This is centimeter squared. Now if we're in this situation, we have all three sides in one angle. We have to use side, angle, side. So area is going to be 1/2 times 5 times 17 times the sine of 47. And I just want to throw something in here. It's always sine. Some people get confused and think that sometimes if you have the adjacent side, it's going to be cosine. This formula only works with sine. So if we put this in here, 0.5 times 5 times 17 times the sine of 47, that's 31.08. And that's going to be feet squared. All right, if we want to find the area of this one, pause the video and see if you can do it on your own. All right, 1/2 170 times 230 times the sine of 94. So that is 0.5. That gives us 19,502.38 feet squared. Notice how this number gets big really quickly because we're multiplying two of these numbers together. So as these numbers get larger, the area gets larger much quicker. Now let's try this one. This one's pretty tricky using the formulas that we already know. What we can do is use the law of cosines, like we learned the previous lesson, to find an angle. Let's call it theta. And then from that, use our new formula. So we could say the cosine of theta is equal to 27 squared minus 20 squared minus 32 squared, all over negative 2 times 20 times 32. So cosine of theta is going to be negative 695 over negative 1,280. So if I take the inverse cosine of 695 over 1,280, I get theta to be 57.114. So now if I want to find the area, that's going to be 1/2 20 times 32 times the sine of 57.114. So 0.5 times 20 times 32 times the sine of our previous answer. My area is equal to 268.72 feet squared. Now that's kind of a lot of work, a lot of stuff to go through. First you find an angle, and then you find the area. There's another formula called Hero's formula. Sometimes some people call it Heron's formula, but our book calls it Hero's formula, and I think that's a great name. You take the square root of s times s minus a times s minus b times s minus c, where s is the semi-perimeter, which is just half of the perimeter. So you add up all the sides of a triangle, cut it in half, and that gives you s. This looks like it's a really difficult formula the first time you see it, but use it a couple times and you can see how easy it is. So let's find the area of this triangle. First thing we need to do is find the semi-perimeter. So we have 18 plus 12, which is 30, plus 24, which is 54, and we take half of that, which will be 27. So now my area is the square root of 27 times 27 minus 24, which is 3, 27 minus 18, which is 9, and 27 minus 12, which is 15. So I just multiply those together, 27 times 3 times 9 times 15, square root that answer, and I get 104.57. All right, so and this is in centimeters squared. Now let's try this one. We add up the sides, there's going to be 12, that's 14.5. Cut 14.5 in half, and my semi-perimeter is 7.25. So my area is going to be the square root of 7.25 times 7.25 minus 7 would be 0.25. 7.25 minus 5 is going to be 2.25. And then 7.25 minus 2.5 is going to be 4.75. I'm running this too far over. I should have moved it down, so let's move it all down here. Except for that 7 centimeters. There we go. So now we just multiply this, 7.25 times 0.25 times 2.25 times 4.75, and then we square root that answer to get 4.40 centimeters squared. Now you can see it's up, once you get used to it, it's quick and easy. To find the area of this triangle, let's add up the sides. This is 20, 32, so the semi-perimeter is 16. So I'm going to take the square root of 16 times 16 minus 12, which is 4, times 16 minus 15, which is 1, times 16 minus 5, which is 11. So we have 16 times 4 times 11. Square root that answer, and we'll have 26.53 centimeters squared. All right, hope that helps you with your homework. Good luck.